AQA Common Exam Questions in the Populations topic, Part 2. Past paper questions are taken from the AQA past papers, so this is for A-level populations topic in biology. So explain the meaning of these ecological terms. So population is organisms of one species in an ecosystem or habitat or area. A community is organisms of all species or all populations in an ecosystem or habitat or area. Some students use the mark-recapture technique to estimate the size of a population of woodlice. They collected 77 woodlice and marked them before releasing them back into the same area. Later, they collected 96 woodlice, 11 of which were marked. Give 2 conditions necessary for the results from mark-recapture investigations to be valid. So you assume that there's no immigration or migration, there's no reproduction, that they mix, that marking does not influence their behaviour or increase vulnerability to predators, and that the sample or the population is large enough. Calculate the number of woodlice in the area under investigation. Show your working. So you've got 96 from the second one, 77, so 96 times 77, and then 11 when the second sample were marked, so divided by 11. So 96 times by 77 divided by 11 is 672. Climatic factors such as temperature and rainfall vary greatly over short distances across mountain ranges. In an investigation, populations of the plant Achille lenulosa were sampled from several sites on a transect across a mountain range. At each sampling site, seeds were collected at random. Each batch of seeds was germinated and grown to maturity under the same experimental conditions. The diagram shows a profile indicating the position and altitude of the sampling sites, the mean height of mature plants grown from each sample of seeds, the standard deviation of heights of the mature plants grown from each sample of seeds. Give one limitation of using a transect line to collect these data. The transect line may not go through representative areas or may avoid certain areas. Suggest how plants should be chosen at each sampling site to avoid bias and to be representative. They need to have a large sample and they need to be how random coordinates are generated or how random places are chosen. So you could use random number generators. Question 16. The young of frogs and toads are called tadpoles. Ecologists investigated the effect of predation on 3 species of tadpole. They set up 4 artificial pond communities. Each community contained 200 spadefoot toad tadpoles, 300 spring peeper frog tadpoles, 300 southern toad tadpoles, and the ecologists then added a different number of newts to each pond. Newts are predators. Figure 1 shows the effect of increasing the number of newts on the percentage survival of the tadpoles of each species. Describe the effect of an increase in the number of newts on the percentage survival of the tadpoles of each of the toad species. So you can see that as the predators increase, the number of the spadefoot toad decreases. And there is also a decrease in the southern toad, but only up to 4 newts per pond. Suggest an explanation for the effect of an increase in the number of newts on the percentage survival of the tadpoles of spring peeper frogs. So why did they kind of go up? Because the predators, or the newts, eat toad. There's less competition, so there's more food or resources, etc. Figure 2 shows how the masses of the tadpoles were affected in each pond during the investigation. Using the information provided in Figure 1, explain the results obtained in Figure 2. Because there's fewer toads or tadpoles, there is more food, so they are larger or they increase in mass.